It's good with y'all. All right. So doing a little series here. So next few days, few weeks, I'm gonna preview each division. All right, in the NFL as we get ready for the season. Training camp is underway for all the teams, I believe. So we're gonna start with the AFC North. All right. So we're gonna do a quick little preview for each team, and I'm gonna give you my predictions for how I think it's gonna shake out in that division, in each division. All right. All right, we're starting with the Cleveland Browns. And when we do this, I'm going in reverse order. So whatever team I think is going to get last, I'm going to start there and we'll go forward from there. All right. Now with the Browns, you got a brand new coach in Todd Monken. You know, you had Stefanski for a long time. That ran its course. That's over with. Now you got a new coach in Todd Monken. Obviously, he bring a lot of experience from Georgia. We know they won titles there. We know what he did 2 years ago with Lamar Jackson, historic offense. But this is a whole new challenge for him and for this franchise. It's a lot of talent on this team in Cleveland, okay? It's a lot of talent, but I don't know. It's not all in the right places. Now, we got to start with the quarterback situation. Who's going to start? It's going to be Deshaun Watson, who's in the last year for 5-year guaranteed contract, or is it going to be Shedeur Sanders? In my opinion, I've been in a mindset that I think Watson was going to start, but I feel like there's just not much to gain from that. Going forward in the future, you might as well see if you got anything in Shedeur. I do think this team's going to be drafting a QB next year early, because with Shedeur being a 5th-round pick, you're not really, unless he really just popped this year and become a borderline Pro Bowl level player, you're not moving forward with a player you drafted in the 5th round, okay? You got a whole new O-line here, all right? You got pretty much, I think, 5 new starters at the O-line. Tevin Jenkins, right guard. Shout out to Pika, salute. You got Spencer Fanu at left tackle, who you got from Utah, or is that Miami? Where Fanu? I think he's from Utah. Yeah, Spencer Fanu from Utah. You got Jenkins from Green Bay, okay, who's been a good player, but he had some, I don't know if, I think he had some injury shit the last few years. You got Titus Howard from Houston, who I think he missed the playoff game last year. Did he miss the playoff game against New England? I forgot. I know they made a trade for him. But I'm most interested to see how this wide receiver room shakes out. A lot was made of Jerry Jeudy and his drops last year and how him and Shedeur couldn't get on the same page. You see in the IG Live the other day, he threw up the 4 when they asked him. They asked him who he wanted to start. He threw up the 4. So, I don't know. Next, you got the 2 rookies. This is really going to be what the 2 rookies going to be able to do. KC Concepcion, number 24 overall. Denzel Boston, number 39 overall. What they going to do? All right. The defense, even losing Myles Garrett, elite. Or it should be elite. You replacing Myles Garrett with Jared Verse. All right. You got my man pictured above, Schlesinger from Oregon. 2nd year, rookie of the year, great player. Already, I think he's in that top tier of linebackers, all right? And then you got Denzel Ward, who just got paid. So this should be a good defense again, but it's hard to be that good 2 years in a row, all right? So I got them at I'll show the records at the end, but I do got them finishing last in the division. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? So 20-year head coach, 2-time champion, Mike Tomlin, he's gone. He's retired. So, you moving on. You bringing in Mike McCarthy, okay? Mike McCarthy, he usually does a good job with quarterbacks, I'd say. He helped Dak improve a lot as with his game, I would say, in the early years in Dallas. Dak became way more prolific as a thrower after getting with McCarthy during the COVID season. But anyways, you got Aaron Rodgers. This is his last year. They made the playoffs last year. It was really just, I think it was war of attrition. They got off to a decent start, but it didn't look sustainable. And you could tell in the playoff game, they looked completely overmatched with Houston. And it was obvious by the time it got to the end. Like, it was a close game, but they just bullied the offensive line at the end there. So You go out there and you trade for Michael Pittman. This team did need another receiver, so now you got a pretty big receiving room between Michael Pittman, Darnell Washington, and DK Metcalf. We'll see what they can do, how they complement each other. I do gotta say, they got the tackle from Arizona State. I don't know if he's gonna start. Iamanor. I don't know how the fuck to say his name. But really, yeah, they use Darnell Washington as like a 6th lineman. So he really versatile. Contract extension just kicked in. So good player. I like him. Massive human. Pause. Not a whole. I'm a little worried about that offense, but we'll see how they do this year. They also did get Bernard from Alabama, but let's get to the defense. His defense should be good again. I expect a bounce back from T.J. Watt. He was, it was kind of rough last year at spots, but they do also have Herbig and who they just signed to a deal, and God, what's the other nigga name? Highsmith. So you got a lot of money invested in this room, this pass rush room. So they need to get it done. I thought Jalen Ramsey was good at safety last year. So I expect that defense to be good. I expect maybe a similar season to last year, but I don't know if they're going to win the amount of 50-50 games they did last year. But we'll see how it shakes out for them. Now with the Bengals, I got them finishing second in the division. It could be first. I really like this team. I like what they've done here for the most part this offseason. They really, their offense is going to be about the same as it was last year, but I thought the O-line played well. I think Joe Burrow problem with his health, I think he tries to do too much and holds the ball too long because he can make any throw, but I feel like he just holds the ball too long sometimes and it gets him into trouble. But I do expect this offense to be good again. I expect him to stay healthy, or I'm hoping he stays healthy for his own sake. But you got Murderer's Row, man. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and hopefully for their sake, Yoshivas can break out and do something for him this year. They're going to need it. But the O-line is all together for another year. They played well in spots last year, but we'll see what they do. Chase Brown, really the defense. Todd Golden. What's my man name? Golden. Al Golden from Notre Dame. They added Boy Mafe from Seattle, Dexter Lawrence, you traded a 10th pick in the draft for. So this defense got to perform, man, and it's got to be this year. Like, this is it. I'm not going to say this is it, but this is a pivotal year. Jonathan Allen, Miles Murphy, DJ Turner is one of my favorite corners, so we're going to see what this team can do. I'm excited to see what this team can do, but it's been 3-4 years since they've been in the playoffs, so you got to get back, and we got to see what you got to update the resume, Joe Burrow. You got to stay healthy. It's not your play, it's your health. We're going to see if you're going to be able to make it through a season and see how the Bengals put it together this year. And finally, I got the Ravens winning their division. I know this might be a tall task. You got Jesse Minter coming in as a new head coach. I expect him to get that defense right. You know, he did a great job for the Chargers the last few years, coming over with Harbaugh. Great job with the Chargers, so I expect the same here. You got you need a full season out of Lamar. I know last season he was hurt a little bit near the end of the season after the New England game, so you need a full year. You got the same receiving core pretty much, other than Surratt from Indiana and Jacoby Lane from USC. So I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them over the top. You lost likely. But this should still be one of the most prolific run games in the league. You got the OC from the Bears, so I want to see how this looks when the season starts. But I mean, we getting it's year 9, Lamar. Like, you know, a lot of people rooting for you. We want to see if you're gonna be able to get a ring, or at least get yourself in position to get a ring. The defense, you got obviously can Roquan return to form? Kyle Hamilton, you getting Matabuke back, so you should get a boost there, okay? You should get a boost there. Mike Green, can he break out in the second year? But let's see. But the defense did struggle last year, so that's why you bring in Minter in for real. Now, I will say that corner room, I love Nate Wiggins, but the rest of them, we'll wait and see. But let me show you the records. I'm running out of time here, but this the records. I do have I got the Ravens winning the division by a game, so I'm going to take the Ravens at 12-5. I do think the Steelers have a decent season, and I think the Bengals get in at 11-6. Appreciate y'all for watching, and we going to keep going with We're going to do another AFC. We probably going to do AFC South tomorrow.